Mary was 72 years young, with a spirit that could outshine a summer day. She lived in a small town, where life moved at a slower pace. But inside, Mary's heart beat fast with excitement, especially when it came to one man, Muhammad Ali. This was the 1980s, a time when the world felt like it was changing every single day. Music was loud, clothes were bright, and people were dreaming bigger than ever before. And right in the middle of it all was Muhammad Ali, a boxer unlike any other. He wasn't just strong, he was smart, funny, and brave. He stood up for what he believed in, even when it was hard. Ali was more than just a boxer to Mary. He was a symbol of hope, a reminder that one person could make a difference. She admired his confidence, his quick wit, and most of all, his kindness. She followed his career closely, cheering him on through every victory, and feeling his defeats as if they were her own. To Mary, Ali represented strength, not just in his muscles, but in his heart. He was a fighter inside and outside the ring, and that's what made him so special to her. She'd tell anyone who would listen about his incredible talent, and his even more incredible spirit. He was, in her eyes, the greatest of all time, and she wasn't alone in thinking that. Then came the news that shook the boxing world: Muhammad Ali would fight one last time. It was announced on TV, crackling through the radio, and printed in bold letters in the newspaper. Mary saw it everywhere, impossible to ignore. This was it. His final bow. The fight was scheduled to take place far away, across 3 whole states. For many, it would be a simple plane ride or a manageable drive. But for Mary, at 72, it felt like climbing a mountain. Her family worried. "It's too far, Grandma," her grandson said. "It's not safe for you to travel alone." But Mary was determined. This wasn't just about seeing a boxing match. It was about witnessing history, about paying tribute to a man who had inspired her for so many years. She knew this might be her only chance, and she couldn't let it slip away. "I have to go," she told her daughter, her voice firm despite her age. "I have to see him fight one last time." Her daughter sighed, knowing there was no changing her mother's mind. "But how, Mom? It's so far." Mary's eyes twinkled. "I'll drive," she said, a mischievous grin spreading across her face. "I may be old, but I'm not out of gas." And just like that, Mary made up her mind. The long distance and her age were just obstacles, not roadblocks. She would find a way to see Ali, no matter what. The fire in her heart burned brighter than ever before. The old station wagon, affectionately nicknamed Betsy, was packed. Suitcases filled with clothes, snacks, and a well-worn map of the United States took up most of the space. Mary adjusted her rearview mirror, took a deep breath, and with a sputter and a cough, Betsy roared to life. The adventure had begun. The drive was long and tiring. The sun beat down on the car, making the vinyl seats sticky and uncomfortable. Mary stopped often, not just for gas, but to stretch her legs and rest her eyes. Sometimes she'd pull over to the side of the road, just to admire the scenery: rolling hills, fields of sunflowers, and tiny towns that seemed frozen in time. There were challenges along the way. Betsy's engine coughed and sputtered more than once, threatening to leave Mary stranded. A flat tire in the middle of nowhere tested her patience. And the loneliness of the open road sometimes made her question her decision. But Mary never gave up. She remembered Ali's fighting spirit, his ability to overcome any obstacle, and she drew strength from that. She fixed the flat tire herself, her hands getting greasy and her back aching. She coaxed Betsy along, talking to the car as if it were a loyal friend. And she kept her eyes on the prize, seeing Ali one last time. Each mile marker was a victory. Each sunrise brought renewed hope. And with every passing town, Mary felt closer to her dream. Her unwavering spirit kept her going, mile after mile, state after state. She was a woman on a mission, and nothing was going to stop her. Back in her small town, news of Mary's adventure had spread like wildfire. Everyone knew about her love for Ali and her incredible journey. One of Mary's closest friends, a woman named Sarah, was particularly moved by her dedication. Sarah knew a young reporter who worked for the local newspaper. One afternoon, over a cup of tea, Sarah told him Mary's story, her voice filled with admiration. The reporter, whose name was Tom, was instantly captivated. He saw the human interest angle, the heart, and the inspiration in Mary's quest. Tom wrote a short piece about Mary, highlighting her age, her determination, and her unwavering love for Muhammad Ali. He titled it, "Grandma's Last Round," and it appeared on the front page of the local paper. It was a heartwarming story that resonated with the community. The story didn't stop there. A larger newspaper picked it up, then another. Soon, Mary's story was traveling across the country, just like she was. It was a feel-good tale that people needed, a reminder that dreams are worth chasing, no matter your age. Someone within Muhammad Ali's camp saw the article. They were touched by Mary's dedication and knew that Ali would be too. They made sure he saw the story, and it resonated deeply with the boxing legend. He was moved by this woman's incredible effort to see him, and he knew he had to do something special for her. He asked his team to find her at the fight. Finally, Mary arrived at the arena. The energy was electric. Thousands of people were packed inside, buzzing with excitement. The air crackled with anticipation. It was a sea of faces, all eager to witness what they hoped would be one last legendary performance. The lights dimmed, and the roar of the crowd intensified. Music blasted through the speakers, and the announcer's voice boomed, introducing Muhammad Ali. The crowd went wild. Mary felt a shiver run down her spine. This was it. Ali entered the ring, his movements slower than they used to be, but his presence still commanded attention. His opponent was younger, faster, and hungry for a win. The bell rang, and the fight began. Each punch, each dodge, each moment was etched in Mary's memory. She cheered for Ali with all her might, her voice hoarse from shouting. She watched with a mix of hope and worry, knowing that this might be the end of an era. Sadly, the fight didn't go as everyone hoped. Ali, though still a legend, was past his prime. He fought bravely, but ultimately he lost. The crowd was stunned into silence. Mary felt a pang of sadness, but also a deep respect for Ali's courage. He had given it his all, and that's all anyone could ask for. Even in defeat, he was a champion. The fight was over, but the night was far from finished for Mary. After the fight, the arena buzzed with activity. Celebrities flocked to the ring, eager to offer their condolences or simply be seen with the legendary Ali. But instead of joining them, Ali did something unexpected. He stepped out of the ring and began scanning the crowd, his eyes searching, his expression serious. The bright lights reflected off his face as he moved slowly through the stands, his team trailing behind him. Mary, still reeling from the outcome of the fight, watched in confusion. What was Ali doing? Why wasn't he celebrating, or at least consoling himself, with the rich and famous? The suspense was thick in the air. People whispered, wondering who Ali was looking for. Some speculated that he was searching for a particular celebrity. Others thought he might be looking for a family member. But as Ali moved closer, Mary realized he was heading in her direction. Her heart skipped a beat. Could it be? Was he actually looking for her? The crowd parted as Ali approached, his eyes locking onto Mary's. A hush fell over the section. All eyes were on them, wondering what was about to happen. Mary couldn't believe it. After all this time, after all the miles, Muhammad Ali was coming to her. The moment felt surreal, like something out of a dream. She waited, breathless, as he drew closer. The anticipation was almost unbearable. Reaching her, Ali gently took Mary's hand. "Come with me," he said, his voice soft but firm. Mary, still stunned, could only nod. The crowd erupted in applause as Ali led her towards the ring. He helped her climb the steps, and soon, Mary was standing on the ring apron, the same spot where champions stood. The lights seemed brighter here, the roar of the crowd even louder. She looked out at the sea of faces, a mix of shock, admiration, and joy on their expressions. Mary couldn't believe this was happening. Just moments ago, she was a face in the crowd, And now, she was standing next to her hero, bathed in the spotlight. It was a dream come true, a moment she would cherish forever. Tears welled up in her eyes, blurring her vision. She looked at Ali, his face etched with kindness and compassion. He smiled at her, a warm, genuine smile that reached all the way to his eyes. The surprise and joy on Mary's face were evident. She had traveled so far, overcome so many obstacles, and now, she was being rewarded with this incredible moment. It was a testament to her unwavering spirit and her deep love for Muhammad Ali. The crowd continued to cheer, celebrating not just a boxing legend, but also the incredible woman who had touched his heart. Ali took off his robe, the one he had worn into the ring, a symbol of his strength and his legacy. He gently draped it over Mary's shoulders. The robe was warm and heavy, and it smelled faintly of sweat and liniment, the scent of a fighter. He looked into Mary's eyes, his gaze sincere and full of emotion. He spoke clearly, his voice carrying through the arena, silencing the remaining chatter. "You remind me of my mama," he said. "Strong, loyal, and full of love." Mary's tears flowed freely now, a mixture of joy, gratitude, and overwhelming emotion. She couldn't speak, she was too overcome with feeling. Ali's words were a gift, a validation of her unwavering support and her deep admiration for him. He saw her as more than just a fan. He saw her as a kindred spirit, a woman who embodied the same qualities he admired in his own mother. It was the highest compliment he could have paid her, a recognition of her inner strength and her unwavering loyalty. In that moment, Mary felt seen, truly seen, by her hero. His words touched her heart in a way she never thought possible. It was a moment that would stay with her forever, a reminder that even in defeat, kindness and compassion can shine brighter than any victory. Ali's words were a treasure, a memory she would hold close to her heart for the rest of her days. The crowd, moved by Ali's gesture and his heartfelt words, erupted in thunderous applause. People stood to their feet, cheering and clapping, acknowledging the incredible connection between the boxing legend and the devoted fan. It was a moment of pure human connection, transcending the sport and the fame. Mary, still overwhelmed by emotion, wiped tears from her eyes with the back of her hand. The applause washed over her, a wave of support and recognition. She looked out at the crowd, her heart filled with gratitude. She felt like she was sharing this moment, not just with Ali, but with everyone in the arena. The scene was a powerful image, Ali, the fallen champion, sharing his spotlight with Mary, the embodiment of unwavering loyalty. It was a reminder that even in defeat, there is still room for grace, kindness, and connection. The lights shone down on them, illuminating their faces, capturing the raw emotion of the moment. Mary's face was radiant, despite the tears. She looked younger somehow, her spirit rejuvenated by Ali's kindness. The significance of the moment wasn't lost on anyone. It was a story of dedication, admiration, and the power of human connection. It was a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness can have a profound impact on someone's life. And it was a moment that would be etched in the memories of everyone who witnessed it. It was more than just a boxing match. It was a testament to the human spirit. A year later, Mary passed away peacefully in her sleep. Her family was heartbroken, but they found solace in the memories of her vibrant life and her unwavering spirit. As they gathered to celebrate her life, they all agreed, the night she met Muhammad Ali was the highlight of her life. They spoke of how she had glowed in the days and weeks after the fight, reliving the moment over and over again, sharing the story with anyone who would listen. She kept Ali's robe carefully folded, bringing it out only on special occasions, letting her grandchildren touch it, and imagine the incredible moment when their grandma stood next to the greatest of all time. That night, Ali's kindness had given Mary something truly special, a memory that transcended time, a moment of pure joy and connection that she carried with her until the very end. It was a reminder that even small acts of compassion can have a lasting impact on someone's life. Mary's story is a testament to the power of admiration, the importance of chasing your dreams, and the enduring legacy of Muhammad Ali. He was a champion in the ring, but he was also a champion of the human spirit, and his kindness towards Mary is a perfect example of that. He gave her a moment that defined her life, a story that would be told and retold for generations to come. And in the end, that's what truly matters: the love we share, the memories we create, and the impact we have on each other's lives. Mary's story is a beautiful reminder of that.